Marketing Edge on TV is Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. I am Bababumi Agbibi. Welcome to the program.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
We begin with brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world. Technology companies continue to dominate the world's most valuable brands in 2026. According to the Brand Finance Global 500 report, Apple, Microsoft, and Google remain the top 3 brands globally with a combined value of more than $1.6 trillion. Meanwhile, NVIDIA surged in value driven by growing demand for artificial intelligence infrastructure, thereby overtaking Facebook and Walmart. At the same time, YouTube emerged as the world's strongest brand, while OpenAI entered the Global 500 ranking for the first time. Overall, the report shows that digital platforms, AI companies, and technology ecosystems now dominate the world's most valuable brands. The president of the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management, Justin Green, says the upcoming World Public Relations Forum 2026 will mark a defining moment for the global communications profession. Meanwhile, he confirmed Melissa Ruth Fleming, Global Communications Director of the United Nations, as the forum's first speaker. Furthermore, Green revealed that the event will feature the launch of the world's first university dedicated to public relations and communication leadership in Nigeria. In addition, he noted that Ike Neliaku, president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, has already secured participation from more than 26 countries. The forum, scheduled for November in Abuja, Nigeria, is expected to attract a strong global audience. The directive by the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria requiring advertisements targeted at the Nigerian market to feature Nigerian models and voice-over artists is drawing renewed attention. This follows a retweet by Elon Musk, Tesla's chief executive officer, reacting to a claim on X suggesting Nigeria had banned white and British models in advertising. His brief reaction drew over 12 million views within 48 hours, sparking international debate. However, many Nigerians quickly responded online, clarifying that the policy does not target any race, but instead encourages the use of local talent in advertisements aimed at the Nigerian market. Meanwhile, the directive introduced in 2022 was designed to strengthen the local advertising industry and create more opportunities for Nigerian creative professionals. Consequently, the debate has now drawn global attention towards Nigeria's push to promote homegrown talent in advertising. Next is Branding Focus after this break.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Now, Branding Focus. First Bank is intensifying its sustainability drive across Nigeria and Africa. Meanwhile, the bank says it has invested more than $9 million in solar home projects and over 15 billion naira in modular power plants, thereby expanding access to clean energy. In addition, through a partnership with the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, the bank has planted over 51,000 trees nationwide, thus supporting environmental protection. Furthermore, First Bank says its financial literacy programs have reached more than 1 million students, while its women network has trained over 2,000 female employees in leadership development. Consequently, these efforts have earned the bank Nigeria's Best Bank for ESG at the Euromoney Awards for Excellence in 2025 as it looks forward to a greener environment. Next is Industry Conversation, where we discuss with industry thought leaders who have distinguished themselves and have made tremendous impact in their chosen field. My guest today is the Chief Executive Officer of Ideas Origin Media, Israel Obatunde. Join us after this break.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
On Industry Conversation, I have the Chief Executive Officer, Ideas Origin Media, Israel Obatunde. Welcome.
Nice to be here again.
Good to have you. What are your thoughts on the current state of the advertising industry in Nigeria, and what future trends do you see in the industry?
I think the industry is doing well. Generally, it's been a tough time economically for the country, and even not just the advertising sector. But I think everyone has found means to reinvent themselves because advertising is one of there are a lot of fields like tech and the likes where you can probably get money to do one or two things, in terms of fundraising. But advertising is not that attractive part of an industry where investors can just walk into and give you money. And it's because of the different nuances that is involved. It's beyond just payment and receiving and sending it out. So for most of the agencies that are still standing, I think it's highly commendable, and I would generally say I think it's a good time for us in 2025 at this moment.
What are the significant challenges faced by professionals in this industry, and how can these challenges be mitigated?
A couple of challenges, a lot, from individual capacity development to the business positioning. Um, I think a big one is understanding that things are happening too fast, unlike before. You know, Gone are those days when you literally have to wait for the clients to give you what to do or sign-offs or the briefs. These days, you have to really stand up and create yourself. You have to be more than proactive. It's not being proactive anymore. You have to be more than proactive, and you are dealing with a lot of factors within decision makings, right? And this can be exhausting. I can tell you that for free. It can be very, very exhausting. So if you look at it mentally, a lot of people are probably drained, because of the back-to-backs that is involved in being on top of your game as a professional, and also being on top of your game as a part of a business. It's so much demanding more than ever, right? And as a result of this, people mentally, professionals mentally have to double up. And don't forget that we are still having the brain drain going on, right? With the best of our hands leaving the country every now and then for either greener pastures or the adventure of leaving the country based on personal reasons, right? So all of those factors make it difficult, for professionals to really have time to do real works these days, right? And this is not about me or about any other person, but about it's just the reality right now. So little time to sit down and think, right? To do great stuff, and the pace at which brands also want results is so demanding, and the competition is not getting, reduced or lower. So you have to function like a machine, you know. And don't forget, you still have a machine that is probably contending for your job. But like I always say about AI and the likes, is how well you know how to use it. I don't think it's replacing humans anytime soon. So these are some of the challenges. And as somebody that also understands the numbers, right? Uh, you can either give a budget or a cost now, and people probably don't know it's this inflation affects businesses like advertising as well. You have to think ahead, right? Because if you think you use a labor or a supplier or a vendor or a freelance for 200K last week, trust me, or last month, trust me, you're talking to the person again and it has increased, and it's all justifiable. It's all justifiable. We are all in this inflation, yeah. and resources have to be used, no matter how the brain has to be used in, in what you're doing. So all these factors, are interrelated form of challenges, for professionals. And that being said, it's also opportunities. In every chaos, there will always be opportunities. Yeah. I mean, maybe as a businessman, my definition or my core values are around resilience, strategy, and strategic thinking. You can see me for creative as well. I'll be there for you. So, in chaos, in the so much troubles, in the so much noise, there are also opportunities for us. Opportunities to do things better, opportunities to reinvent ourselves, right? So I can continue to talk.
I like that. Now, you've talked about the professionals and the challenges they face. Let's talk about the industry, the advertising industry. What challenges are in this industry? Is it a favorable playing ground for professionals?
That's a big question. No, saying favorable is a big one, because favorable can be subjective, right? The industry is saturated. I mean, I will be very, very, very honest about that. The industry is saturated. I mean, we're young in the game, but we're in a very big shoe, right? And because of, I mean, the regulatory bodies in advertising is doing a lot of work in terms of mitigating and controlling the over exposure of use of names or calling or new forms of advertising being created. However, I think we also need to look inwards and see the value we are churning out that is demanding for the money the clients will drop, right? I mean, because it goes back to, if a credible person does a great job, it speaks well for him, it speaks well for the industry. But the moment somebody that is not so good at what he claims to do messes up a client's brief, when next somebody good wants to do it, it becomes a problem of, oh, that's how marketing agencies are. So those are the thing. How do we see, or how does the industry regulate the true people or the real advertisers? You understand? But I mean, it's beyond the industry, as I would say, is us respecting the profession as professionals, whether in the agency or outside the agency. I mean, beyond that, I think the industry is also being challenged in moving up to the global stage, right? We are blessed to have great minds, really, really brilliant minds that are doing great stuff. But as agencies, how many agencies could afford to be on global stages, right? Those stages are expensive to be, beyond being creative, beyond being great at what you do. They are expensive to be, right? And it's not like your clients are increasing their return as such.
Can
They are
imagine.
being impacted as well. Or it's not like the project's fees are being increased. Everybody are also impacted by inflation. So how do you navigate generating more income and still enforcing creativity, then spending more to be on the right stage that speaks true creativity? And don't forget, true creativities are when you great stuff sometimes are not usually what clients will approve, which means you have to be willing to push from your end. So all of those nuances, it takes resilience, it takes commitment, it takes selflessness, especially when you are a leader of a business.
Can you share your insights on programmatic advertising in modern marketing strategies?
Yeah, it's fun for me. Programmatic helps you to probably, you can uh, you can somehow predict what you are expecting. You can track what you're expecting. You can also review what you're expecting. And I think it's, if anybody's not doing programmatic advertising right now, not in the sense of just throwing money around, I don't think I don't think I don't want to use the word like, what are you doing? It's very important. Programmatic advertising is very important in the sense of it helps you to be able to look thoroughly, if you use it well, to be able to look thoroughly into what you're doing, predict the results you are expecting, and at the same time evaluate the results that you get. So I think it's a good thing to use in the business.
How do you measure the effect of advertising campaigns shared across various platforms and channels?
I think there are tools for that
Okay.
already. If it's traditional media, there are tools to measure it. Not in view, of course. You can measure how many people see your billboards, right? But if it's digital, there are tools and software to monitor a couple of them. What is now left is the brain behind those tools. The peculiarity of how successful you use any tool is how much the person using it understands it, and how professional and technical the person can advise. Sometimes the client is looking at just pushing it on a particular social media, an ad on a particular social media platform, or probably focusing on a particular area. And as a professional that knows what he or she is doing, it's your best interest, it's the best client's interest to advise that. I mean, based on what we have developed as a campaign, the position and the likes, this is where you should be focusing on, right? Based on the results you want to generate, this is what you should be focusing on. So all of this encompasses into some of the questions you've actually asked in terms of how are professionals dealing with the current sudden change in advertising, and also how demanding it is. It is so demanding. I'll be honest. Professionals have to really double up on a lot of things at the same time. So this influences how you now use the tools you are using. As a digital marketer, as an art director, as even someone opening the gate for you. Yeah, okay, let me tell my experience today. I went to GTB today to just make a quick transfer. I've not been to the bank for a long time because I have people doing some of these things for me. Great, great guys. And from the entrance, there's this lady waiting for you. And the way she was talking to me, I could, like, it was as if they are paying her £1 billion for what she's doing. And she was taking me to every stage. Like, I was wondering, am I in another bank entirely? And I went to a branch of the same company before I went to that place. The same company, the same GTB. You can cut that out so you do free advertising for them. The same GTB, I went to the place to do something. They were telling me to do this, blah, 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 moving around. The same bank, a different branch. Someone was waiting for me at the door. Literally, she took me, like, when I was done, I went back to her, like, I don't have £1 million to give you. I know they are paying you less, but the way you've attended to me, I don't know if my words will encourage you. I'm sure it will get you your next job. So that is not the bank. That is not the tool. That is nothing. It is her. It is her understanding how best to do her job, how best to smile at people, how best to embrace your customers. And guess what? I will keep going there because of her.
Yeah.
That's how advertising works.
So creativity is not a one-way channel. So you need to go through various channels just to be creative. Now, how those ideas origin? How do you manage following regulations, Archon guidelines, and yet still being creative?
Well, like I've always said, evolving, you evolve and reinvent. I have a positive approach to life. Earlier on, I had said, in every chaos, there are usually opportunities. The fact that I have never seen, or we don't see any regulation as a limitation, is an opportunity of how we've been able to work around any regulation. And I am being honest and genuine with you. Like, I don't have issues. Like, I don't have issues. Maybe it's also because my story is a story of resilience. My story is a story of you build from ground zero up to where you are. So when you've always stand against the tide, like, it doesn't look as if it's going to work out, but it's working out. So you don't actually have problems. I don't know how to explain it. I don't see negativity, I don't see it at all. So if there are regulations, I think behind of every of those regulations, there are positive reasons, no matter how it might look. So the question is for me to look at how do I positively navigate to ensure my client is happy in all of this. So once I see that, and I see the regulators as good people, as friends, they are not fighting me. They are just trying to make the business great, or I mean the industry great. Then you find a way to go around it.
What inspired your expansion to the United Kingdom, and how would you judge that space? How's that space?
I mean, the space is great, actually. I mean, what inspired it is simply the Jackpot syndrome. That was what inspired it. So businesses, professionals leave, business owners leave, and they get there. They are trying to look for somebody or advertising agency to help them do stuff. So sometimes they are calling Nigeria back. Friends are calling me. We want to do this, want to do that. How can we do it? They don't know their way around it. If I'm sorting your problem already, despite being in Nigeria, then let me just let's have something for you there.
Let me pause.
So let's have something for you there. That was what inspired it. So it was basically to cater for the diaspora that still needs the affordability from this part of the world, because it's not how we build here that they build it. Trust me. So, and it's not how there are a lot of things that you can do and go scot free as a brand or client. Yeah, you can do it there. So there is need for a friendly face sometimes for people out there. And that was what led to it, and it's been a great one. It was a test that became a reality, and it's been a journey that has been rewarding.
What inspired you to pursue a career in advertising?
Well, I've always been a art person. There is this part of my life, this story, a story I always laugh when I tell people. When I left the primary school, when I finished my junior secondary school and I was moving to senior secondary school, my certificate, my NECO result, then is it NECO? I can't remember, was pushing me to heart, right? I mean, we still have counselors then. I don't think they still have now. Those days before you go to senior secondary school, you talk to your counselors, they advise you, and they're like, so I had my counselors, and they were like, this thing is hard. I said, no, I want to go for science. The results still fit into science, but they were looking at the grades, and they're like, you should pursue art more. I said, no, it's sciences, because my teachers back way before junior and primary used to say the best guys are the doctors and the mechanical engineers and these. So I wanted to be one of those guys. At the end of the day, I'm here. I'm here doing art. So which is one thing that it's always been there. I think it was natural for me. It was natural. It's just like when I started the business as well. When people see things out there, they call me. They say they've always known, that you do some of these things, and I'm asking, what did you always know? So the way I transitioned from being an employer, a creative, fantastic person, to being a business owner was incredible, and you cannot have done that if it's not somehow there, because it takes a lot to just
To do with
start to be doing. It takes a lot, So, and it was even when I started doing it, a lot of things began to uncover themselves. So, I think for me, it's been a bit natural, and the journey has been somehow organic, and I always put God first in everything I do. So, the wiring to seek clarity in what I'm doing and to be ready to take the decision even when the odds are against you, but you so much believe in the vision like a madman. It has always been the difference.
So aside junior WAEC tilting towards art,
Yeah.
so who is Israel Obatunde, and what are some of your business philosophies?
Like I said, the values I hold in high esteem is discipline and resilience. Yeah, discipline and resilience. See, Israel Obatunde is this guy that can look into any situation in the eye, even if he's not having the energy again, but still throw himself into it. That's Israel for you. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop until the goal is achieved. Right. I love to be strategic in my approach to things. I value great principles and respect everybody around me. And creatively, I'm always there to churn it out. You can't remove that part from me. So overall, it's just this guy that wants to make a difference in the creative space, and at the same time, is a resilient businessman that don't give a heck. Result
Goes for it.
goes for it.
Interesting. It's been an interesting conversation. Many thanks for having this with us.
Yeah, amazing. It's nice to have you and the team as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been speaking with the Chief Executive Officer, Ideas Origin, Israel Obatunde. Do remember to follow the conversation on our website, www.marketingedge.com.ng, and also follow us on all our social media handles at Marketing Edge. Many thanks for watching. That's so much we can take today. I am Bababumi Agbibi.